One way or the other.
Drawing aces, start with the basics. Check out the stream if you want to see the greatness. Talking to these artists on an independent basis. All you creatives, tell them what your name is. My name is Platinum Max, I'm with Drawing Aces. It's a platform that you gotta call amazing. Interviewing all the stars in the making, paving the way all across the nation. Big in the world of indie comics. Stop by if you gotta pimp your project, or maybe just show off a little progress, or just kick back and talk some nonsense. And you can check out the watch along, cracking jokes on a movie like a marathon. Hey yo, let me tell you what channel's on. Yes, Drawing Aces, you can tag along. Drawing Aces, start with the basics. Check out the stream if you want to see the greatness. Talking to these artists on an independent basis. All you creatives, tell them what your name is. Drawing Aces, start with the basics. Check out the stream if you want to see the greatness. Talking to these artists on an independent basis. All you creatives, tell them what your name is.
That's right. We are back for another episode of the Pimp Your Project stream. As always, I am your host, Edwin Acevedo. I am here with some very talented creators, some good people. And as always, I'm here with my tag team partner, Sim. What's going on?
I'm doing great. And, I would like to say hello and welcome everybody in the chat. And let's get to pimping.
That's right. Hail Yodam. Thanks for hanging out with us, brother. So, yes, we have an all-star panel tonight. We have the infamous Red Gaze in the house.
What's up? What's up? Good to see you guys. You guys get a belt yet as a tag team?
What? That voice kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah. You guys the champions yet? Tag team champs?
Look,
I want to see some belts.
We are the CG tag team champions, all right? Undefeated, undisputed.
Edwin, I hate to tell you this, but it's only a matter of time before Sim turns heel on you and just double crosses. It's gonna happen.
Not if I get him first.
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen the moment you start wearing dresses. I see some connection there. Sim is probably gonna force you to wear a dress, and then he's gonna ditch you.
Hey, my little brother's not here, so don't attack him.
Let's leave that degeneracy for Chris's stream.
Edwin doesn't want that kind of filth on his stream.
Well, let's leave that for the morning. The morning degeneracy, as I like to call it. We're here.
Wow, giving me a burn such early in the morning.
So we have
who would have
in
heard?
The house.
Who would have thought would have heard DA say such a thing?
Yeah, I think I have to say I kind of deserve it. So I deserved it this time. So I take it. I yield.
We also have Scott Payne in the house. What up, brother?
What's up, man? What's up, everybody?
That's right. So
Good to be hanging with you.
Thank you for coming on, guys. We're going to talk about some very cool projects. So why don't we start off with project number 1?
Which one is it? And by the way, hi, Yodam.
It's Red's project, like I told you 2 minutes ago.
Hey, I was just buying time until I shared my screen.
He's making suspense for the audience.
What's up? Look at this. Even Yodam's ahead of you.
Yes, Yodam wasn't even in the back room. He got it.
Yeah, they've been opening since the beginning. You're just not sharing my screen.
Look, I'm making you wait for it after.
I know.
Not being on
I
the
wonder
ball.
where Yodam is from, because apparently he's somewhere around here, because, we're in the future already. So, yeah.
What in the future? What?
I said maybe Yodam is also in the future, because I'm 6 hours into the future.
Right, the time zone difference.
Yes.
Always time traveling.
So, let's start with the video. Oh, hold on. Let me reshare.
Another 5 minutes. I'm going to go get some coffee. I'll be back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to take a nap, just so you know.
I'm just kidding. I already have coffee.
Yeah, Red News is going to be a long stream.
And there you go. Everybody's
There you have
baffled
it.
and not saying nothing. So yeah, that's Sunsworn's video.
Everyone's speechless.
Yeah, that was
Always love seeing
amazing.
that
So,
trailer.
Red, to answer your last question, no, that video didn't need his beautiful voice, as you can
Right.
see.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. A lot of Red's trailers he'll put voiceover, but I think it's interesting he chose not to for Sunstorm.
Not the
Yeah,
song's
I
amazing.
was just talking to somebody about that the other day, and some videos, I don't know, it depends on the impact of the music, right? Sometimes I feel like a voiceover might actually take away from it. So,
Mm.
and it's
Yeah.
it's strange too watching these now. Like this is just a month in, but I already feel like that's outdated, and I need to do another one.
Yeah, so why don't you tell everybody about Sunsworn?
Yeah, man, Sunsworn is a gigantic, expansive universe. It's only going to get bigger. It started off with a novel, as most people know, and this comic takes place in between the events of the first and second novel. So just to give you the basic rundown in the first novel, we began in the Astral Union, which is a pretty peaceful place. You know, a couple rogue elements, a couple problems, but nothing they can't handle. Most people live in relative peace. And then an invading force came from the outside, known as the Violet Circle, and wrought havoc on the galaxy and kind of turned it on its head. So we begin with the aftermath of that in Wings of Vengeance. We still have some remnants of the Violet Circle out and about in the galaxy. They still hold some worlds. They're still causing trouble and havoc. And they're just kind of out for blood at this point, the ones that are left. So we begin with three of our heroes venturing to the planet Kavos to retake that world from some remnants of the Violet Circle who are holding it. It's an important world because it's a resource planet. It's produces a lot of ore that they use for manufacturing. And the villain of the story is named Kavar. He was a disciple of Drakenvice, was the villain from the last story. And he is also holding someone of great importance to one of our heroes here, Trip Vengeance. So they're seeking to rescue her and liberate this resource planet so they can, get back to getting things back in shape, back in order. They're still in the process of rebuilding the galaxy after it's been, not wiped out, but it took a hit. It took a pretty big hit. So yeah, we're in the process of rebuilding and just trying to get things back to normal. But little do they know, there's still some things lurking in the darkness. But that's for another story.
Very
Man,
cool.
like I said, this looks great, man. Like I said, it's really impressive. Like artwork, the colors are really pop on this.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it's a lot of quality and a lot of care put into this, man.
A lot of great use of the colors.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Miriam's just killing it on each and every panel. Mika Fusco from Barbusca Studios is doing the colors over her lines, and the two are just meshing beautifully. I couldn't be more pleased, honestly.
Yeah, I was just mentioning it earlier, but Mika has a very similar coloring style, which I really appreciate because since I already know the way she colors things, I can already visualize the inking a little bit more in my head because I know what she's probably gonna do with it. So, for example, in the very beginning, with the very few pages, I was almost horrified to start inking it because first I changed to I decided to change the inking style a little bit. And I was like, okay, so let's do the inking very, very light because, Mika's probably gonna have trouble on, to adjusting to the style. Well, hell no. The first page she did, it was like a there, right?
Yeah, test page was fabulous.
Yeah. So even now, like even as the story is growing itself, even the style is slightly adjusting, So there might be even some minor like retouches in the very, very end, because I just figure out that okay, I can go wild, so I'm going wild. You'll see in a bit probably. Like we're planning to update the page a little bit more with some new artwork, so you're gonna be able to see that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love what you did, adding the inked pages and then also showing the full colors to it. I like that. I might have to steal that for my next campaign.
Yeah, please do. I just, I mean, I thought it would be a good idea because I don't want all of Miriam's work to be washed away with the color, because when the coloring happens, some things are removed, some things are put over top of, and I just want everybody to see. I mean, all you have to do is look at Bonds to know what Miriam can do, really. But yeah, I just thought it's a cool contrast, and I'm really glad that Miriam slapped those on there as well.
And I'm still not even at my full potential.
Not even close.
I'm just kidding.
Always.
I gotta say,
I'm not.
Yeah, I am, because I mean, like, okay, never mind.
Like every artist does,
Okay, praise me.
over time.
I'll praise you. That dragon looks sick.
Which one? You mean the purple one?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh Jesus! I just love drawing dragons. I don't know if you've seen that the special horse dragon artwork. I think I was showing it on one of the streams or so. But I just love drawing these two animals. Like, horses and dragons are my thing. I can wake up like right now. I just did wake up right now, and I can draw a dragon like from the scratch. Not a problem.
Don't you mean horses, dragons, and wolves?
See, that's the thing. I've never drawn a wolf before I started working on Bonds. So I learned how to draw wolves, but I'm not as comfortable with drawing wolves as I'm with dragons and horses. I literally don't need reference pictures, for the poses, for the angles, just to make sure that everything is back in the place with these two. With wolves, sometimes there is some kind of pose or perspective that I need to double check. For example, with some pictures on the internet, okay, this is how it's supposed to be, and I got it wrong. Now it's time to fix it. So, we're learning.
Yeah, I gotta say, once I'm a big fan. Anytime I see a dragon in something, I'm like, all right, now you have my interest. So it's one of those things that's like, all right, now we're getting serious.
Okay, so where were you when we were, doing this traditional? We were showing it off.
I've been busy.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, we're all busy, man. And Yana Fui, man. No, not Micah, Mika.
Yeah, hell the chat, hell Unafui, Corey in the house, El Gargo. You guys rock. Let me see if I can.
Take care.
Solo.
Hello and welcome, everyone.
Miriam.
Welcome.
Oh,
Keep it.
Wow.
this is it.
This thing is not wanting to work with me, but see if we can get there. Come on. There we go. Success. Wow, that looks great. Yeah, that really looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Amazing.
More of that, please.
Yeah, and it's a really huge format. It's 11.5 by 16.5, and there's going to be one more because we're getting pretty much close to the turning point of another 30 days, right? So I just wanted to, we have traditional of all the girls, even the villain is there. You can see it sold on the page on the right side, and then there is Trip Vengeance. That's another character. So the only character that is left is the main character as the Sunsworn. It's gonna be a pain to draw the armor though. Okay, never mind. I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking. But I already started sketching another big page, like very big one, like traditional art that's gonna be inked. I'm gonna ink it. Don't know when. Probably this weekend. We'll see. And that's gonna be one of the traditionals that's gonna come up soon as well.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and by the way, you're definitely going to get more of that. Some of these splash pages are going to blow your mind.
Nice. Yeah, so you said you're in the first 30 days of this?
Yep, I think we got 7 days left. Then yeah, we're going to extend. Probably I don't know, probably jazz up the page a little bit, put some more finished artwork on there and everything at the 30-day mark. So yeah, if you have backed and you want to see more, we'll look for it then. If you haven't backed yet, you're not sure, make sure you revisit. And I mean, I would suggest backing now, obviously, but if you're still on the fence, yeah, there's going to be some more artwork coming up here in a few days.
Nice. Are you going to go into demand, or are you just going to extend and then cut it off?
Yeah, we'll go in demand. I plan to overprint quite a bit, so we'll see. You know, I'll keep it in demand either probably as long as I have, you know, a decent amount of copies left. If I start getting narrow, then we'll take it down.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's great. So you want to go on, hit up some of these tiers that you got on here?
Oh
Give
yeah,
the people
yeah,
what they can get.
absolutely. Yes, our featured tier is what Katie refers to as the ultimate simp tier, but the more classy people call it the Sirens of Sunsworn.
Yeah, I'm not classy.
Of course you are. Of course you are. But yeah, this one comes with a book with the cover of your choice. You get to pick. You get 3 of the sexy trading cards by Carla Tornielli, as well as 3 sexy lady art prints by Katie, drawn and colored by Katie. Katie also colored the cover, by the way, and a poster by Katie as well. So she's really making her mark on here. And every tier except for the digital tier and the novel tier, you'll be getting a copy or a print of both of the cover art as well.
Perfect.
And then we got digital. That's pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, we have the main cover tier, and then we have a Vinny variant tier. So there's just the book and the cover art and prints for both of these tiers. Then we have the war-torn novel tier, which is we have some copies left over from Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation. So if you didn't get that and you want to, you still can. But most of the copies I have left have some minor imperfections, you know, like bent corners or a little crease in the cover. Some of them have a little wrinkle on the spine, but just some copies I didn't want to send out to backers paying full price. So we put them on here at a discount. They're also available as an add-on as well.
Nice.
That's cool. Definitely.
And also the digital version of the novel is an add-on also, if you're interested in that. Then we got both covers. You just save about $10 on shipping with this tier if you would like both covers. We got one more sketch card from Nerium left. This one is a book with a cover. Wait, no, this is Nerium's cover. This is the main cover, as well as the sketch card and the prints of both of the cover art.
Yeah, I mean these are the sketch cards, just so you know. Okay, they're all traditionally inked.
Oh, wow.
I have them over here. Just wait, let me pull them out. Okay, so there are 10 of them. Again, like I did it with Bond. You know, each one of them is carefully made, traditionally inked. And what is nice about them, they're the size of a trading card. So if you're a collector, if you like to, you know, put those away in a special place, like in a sleeve, it's gonna fit perfectly. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
just make sure.
Yeah, sketch cards are a big hit.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of these campaigns, people definitely love getting some exclusive art for a reasonable price.
Very reasonable.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, in Total Onslaught, this is pretty much everything. You get a copy of the book with the cover of your choice. You get a T-shirt. We have 2 different art designs to choose from that. Thank you. Yeah, I was kind of tossing around names for this one. I just kind of fell onto this. Figured maybe a kind of a tribute to Edge of Annihilation, you know, with a different twist. But yeah, you get everything in the Sirens of Sunsworn tier, the trading cards, the art prints, and the poster. And again, prints of both of the cover art as well. And right now this is the last traditional piece we have on here outside of sketch cards. This one is of Trip Vengeance. It's 8 1/4 by 11 1/2, I believe.
There it is.
Always prepared. Like guys, I mean I have folders and folders and folders. I just need to flip. Everything is ready.
Nice.
Yeah, and there's probably gonna be one more of this size as well, because you know the Esther piece of art is gonna be very exclusive. it's gonna be like something like a celebration for the prolonging the campaign. But I just like traditional inking. It's a kind of hobby. It's a kind of relax for me. Like when you feel like, oh my god, this digital. I don't want to
Yeah.
see a tablet for a day, and this pen is. I mean,
Yeah,
this
you got
this
your
pen is
preference.
really thick. So
And it's really cool that you are traditional, considering so many people have gone digital nowadays. But you're still keeping that craft alive.
yeah, for example, that's a funny thing because I always do like thumbnails. I think I showed those as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, in a traditional style, I did those for Sunsworn too,
Mhm.
and they kind of look like this, right?
Right.
I don't have that. I don't have the third folder with me right now. But in the third folder, what I usually do is take a picture of a thumbnail, with my phone or with a camera or whatever. Then I blow it up on a big size paper. Then I print it with lower opacity, and then just ink right through it like a rough sketch or a neat sketch. So like many people have been asking me or telling me that whoa, those thumbnails are so detailed and that's the reason why. Why should I do the same thing twice? If I make a really good thumbnail,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Then I can just quickly do the inks like rough inks, traditional inks over it, and then I'm gonna just scan it and line art it with ease. It pretty much eases up one of the steps because if you do like a stickman thumbnail, you still need to draw it again.
Yeah, then you need to flesh it out. So I guess basically what you're saying is, what does it matter if you flesh it out before or after the fact?
Yes.
That's why I wonder too with some artists that are creators, if they're the artist and the writer, if they just don't even bother writing a script and just do like layouts, simple layouts, and then you know what I mean, just get the whole step of having to write a script and really just make the story through the art as they go along. I wonder if there's artists that do that.
Yeah.
No, we have a couple of artists here who also are creators of their own stories.
Sim, and yeah. When do you guys do that? Do you just
Yeah,
skip the script, process some, and
I always said it's technically, I think that's where the Marvel way was born from, but that's technically how I work, since we're the writer and we're the visual storyteller, but we're basically a visual storyteller. So I never really write a full script. I write a full plot. But then when I work on the script, I also work on visuals and storyboard, concept art. I always draw at the same time.
Interesting.
And then after that, when I'm done with the pages, then I finalize the script, the dialogues and stuff.
So
I don't know. I have a
plot
different
going on.
thought process.
Was that new?
I said I have a different thought process, at least for bonds, because for bonds I just pinpointed out the key scenes that are necessary to happen. They are crucial, and pretty much everything kind of grows naturally with it. So I don't have a script, to be honest. I just have a general overlay of like originally Bonds was created as a form of a webcomic, in chapters. So I have pretty much like a general overlay of what I want to happen in each chapter, and it just comes and goes, details here, details there, everything can be done. So a little bit different.
Very cool. That's
There you have
interesting
it.
too. Everybody has their own kind of style.
Yeah, and I found
whatever
different.
works best for you.
Yeah, and I found different artists also prefer different script styles from writers also. Like they're all kind of particular and customized.
Where it works for the team.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll gladly write
magic
anything, whatever makes them comfortable. Yep.
Right. Heck yeah.
Say hail to Happy Jam joining us in the chat. What up, brother?
Hail.
Yeah, hail.
Hey.
So anything else you want to let the people know about Red, about this really cool looking campaign you got?
No, just you're going to be really upset with yourself if you miss it.
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
Gonna have to make sure to jump on this, man. You had me at dragons, purple dragons. That's
Right.
two magic words right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a expansive universe. It's just going to keep growing. I got endless stories for this universe. So, yeah, hop on board. We're on the ground level right now when we're building upwards.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. So up next we have Bonds the Drive.
Oh yeah, Bonds the
Mhm.
Drive. I like the whole name for the for the um, for the story itself. It's just Bonds. You know, the Drive is like a subtitle for the first book.
Mhm.
So there's gonna be Bonds something. You know, in the future. I kind of already have thumbnailed chapter number 2, or I'm sorry, book number 2. So once I'm done with Sunsworn, you know, I just realized that I won't be able to work on two projects simultaneously, because that's suicide. So I just decided to take my sweet time to finish, you know, Sunsworn. Hopefully, if everything goes right, we should be done with in about I don't know, August probably, and maybe we already, yeah, you know, gave some spare time till I think it's October, right?
Yep.
And to fulfill it, right? If anything goes wrong, we still have like a 2 months reserves, and but in that time, I would like to start drawing bonds again. So I'm kind of planning to have somewhere around 75% till I launch the mailing list, and I would love to launch a mailing list by the end of this year. No promises though, because like I said, I just decided not to do it, as fast as it for an expense of health, you know, and stuff like that. But definitely doing the book, you know, the next book, because there's going to be like 10 plus or so.
Yeah, that's definitely smart way to handle it. The campaign has done great so far. You're almost at 21,000. This is
It's excellent.
a
Yeah,
big hit.
that's amazing. I don't know, just the thing that for example, with this book, I had a system where I had the book almost finished from the scratch, you know, from the beginning till the very end, just minor retouches here and there, and it really paid off, because man, the moment the life gets in the way, you know, of all that shit, you just don't have time to draw. I don't have time to draw like as much as I used to. You know, I just realized that, because when I was drawing bonds, it was COVID situation. I was home officing like hard. I had like a lot of spare time. Now I need to go to work, and everything is like all over the place. But I still have time to draw every day. So I would really love to keep this policy going. You know, to have that project finished at least 75%, if not more. You know, and then go with the product out.
Nice. You said there's gonna be 10 in this series?
I would like it to see. That's what I mentioned, right? Because like bonds, I have bonds written out in a form of chapters, and so far I have like 60 chapters written out, and I covered like 3. So I'm gonna reduce it here and there, left and right. You know, it can be 9 chapters, it can be 10, it can be 12. I can say, but I'm guessing like 10 plus or so. Like if I'm able to release 1 book a year, and then 1 book from, I don't know, somebody else or some other project, some other campaign, that would be awesome. So like two comics per year, I think that's decent.
Very cool. Yeah,
Just want
10's
to
not
say
bad.
hail to Sugar Chris.
Sugar!
Hail Captain James in the house. Thank you guys
Sugar.
for joining us.
What's up, guys?
Okay.
Please make sure to like and subscribe to Drawing Aces. We're here every Friday. Pimp Your Project stream. We talk with great creators like these amazing men and women here. And yeah, you want to play that trailer some?
Yep.
Yeah, that's another amazing trailer by Greg Pease. You know, I think there are 4 people. I don't know about you, Scott. You also have a trailer by him?
No, I made my own, but I love to have a Red Gaze trailer. But no, I made my own. I channeled, like I told Red last time I was on his show. I channeled him through to make a Met trailer as far as ideas and inspiration. But yeah, he's definitely, you know, I would say the top, if not one of the top guys in CG right now making trailers for sure. I mean, he's always blown my mind, especially that wolf at the end. I'm just like, I asked him too at the end of that last show, like, how'd you do it? He says, you know, secret on, you know, like I'll never tell, but I'm just like, it's so amazing. I'm like, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
Freaking
I mean, not
man.
only the
he's definitely talented.
Not only the running wolf in the end, but see, that's what I keep saying. When the person who when the people who back the book are gonna get the book for the first time and they're gonna read it, then replay the trailer, then you're gonna understand. But because he really knocked it out of the park, and he even hit the general idea of the whole book in it, you know, without even I don't know, was it a purpose?
Yeah, that was kind of purposeful.
Okay, then. So.
Yeah, definitely feels like it sets the mood. The tone of that, the music, and the good build up of drama with the overall feeling.
Yeah, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there.
Music is very important.
Yeah, man, sets the mood, man. Just want to say, hail Black Rose Comics in the house. What up, brother?
Hail Black Rose. And Chris, mind your business.
Chris, I'm complimenting everybody. Like 5 minutes ago, I was complimenting you too, but you weren't here to listen, right? You're probably shopping again.
There we go.
Everyone, we'll start bowing to Red for Chris there. You know, like
that's everyone. So, pay Chris. Pay Chris a compliment.
He said stop shilling on Red so much.
Yeah. So anything else you want to touch on?
I should say simping.
For Bonds there on the
Well, we're in demand. Like Bonds is in demand till the end of June, beginning of July or so. You know, to get some time to print it, to prepare it, to get it. You know, up till then we're still kind of aiming for 25K because, you know, if it's gonna hit, it's gonna. If not, never mind. It's really okay because I never expected for this kind of you know, success, because like I said, it's been my very first campaign. I've been drawing for years and I never got my art out there in this kind of way, so it's still a shock for me to see this thing. But I mean if we get over there, I just want, it's gonna be like a huge thank you for getting it up to there, and, you know, thanking everybody with a very, very specific stretch goal. It's gonna add a lot to the book. It's gonna add like 10 pages worth of artwork. So if you are, for example, used to having some kind of Ashcan book with artwork concerning some kind of comic, this is gonna be within the comic. So it's gonna be like 72 pages of a clean story. Then it's gonna be 6 extra pages of a Madman mini comic, and then it will be like extra 10 pages of artwork. You know, I think that's the thing. I still have so much artwork that nobody has ever seen because I already started drawing in the future, and, you know, from the future chapters, because I felt like it. And the art still waits to be revealed. So
that's awesome. I think you've got a good shot the way that everything's trending, especially, you know, once fulfillment starts and stuff. It's definitely who knows how far it can go when it's all said and done. So
and that's another great. Yeah, go.
No, just want to say hail Lola. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, I mean that's a great thing. That's a great thing about having everything prepared beforehand, because once you're pretty much done with your campaign, you don't need to wait for drawing some more and more and more. You just go, you know, hit that button to print, and you have it printed. And it goes immediately. Like the backers always know that they're going to have it on time when they need to have it, when they want to have it, when they were promised to have it. So that's it.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, go check out Bonds to Drive. Thank you to Yodam. He's dropping links in the chat so you can go and support these great projects. And up next, we have another great project by Scott Payne, a little Chaotic Flux.
We hit the video.
Go for it.
The mega sci-fi saga Chaotic Flux continues. Sheer retreat, relentless. Drawn and colored by Brian Milano and Brian McKnight. Written by Scott Payne and lettered by Janelle Brill. Relentless jumps right in from where we left off. The Tharp must give it her all like you've never seen before to become this titan of humanity. But what could prove to be a bigger problem for a young heroine is Lieutenant Blood, as he waits for the right moment to capture the dog for his twisted cyborg overlord, Thrax's Drive. Sword, strike, and Zathar unite for the first time to the enemy super team, the Crimson Flame. Plus, a bloody showdown in Lateras, all this and more packed in 30 pages of relentless sci-fi action and suspense. Don't miss out, Chaotic Flux number 3, Relentless.
So yeah, Chaotic Flux number 3. So what can you tell us about it?
I was about to say though, we keep talking about trailers and all the trailers shown tonight, and it makes me think of how when I first saw a comic book trailer like years ago, like I thought it was strange at first that they were like big companies were doing trailers for comics. I'm like, this is weird. Like, 'cause you used to see movie trailers and stuff, but at first I just didn't quite get it, and then after a while I was like, okay, and especially when the trailers started getting really good and stuff, and I started watching them more. But it's just kind of weird, like going through that transition of getting used to and seeing comic book trailers of all things. Since it's not like comics aren't a moving media. It's you're flipping through pages, so it was kind of weird making that connection for me for a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. But, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Edwin.
No, I was just gonna say, it actually works really well though. Like the more quality people put into them, like Red really does a great job of capturing. It's not just the visuals, it's also the music and the tone of it. So you wrap it all together. It's almost like a little mini movie, in many ways. So
especially when you can do like animation some and like movement a little bit and sound effects, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely fun to both to make, but also to see what the other people come up with and how creative they are with it. Just like I guess with any art media, but it's just another outlet for artists, I suppose, in that regard. Especially for people like Red with all of his mad talent behind it. But Chaotic Flux centers on a team called the Crimson Flame who unite in the future to rid the world of these mutant monsters that are taking over. They come to be called as Dread Fiends. Dread Fiends are a food source that was generated by humanity through a series of splicing animals together to create a new food source for humanity in this dark future that is being ravaged by a lack of food source due to cataclysmic environmental events that are going on, as well as great wars that are happening due to humans fighting over usable land masses still. Versus areas where, like for instance, they can't grow crops, and all these horrific weather events are going on. So they create this life form as something that's very easy to control, something very docile. They start out as kind of cutesy-ish looking, if you will. They're kind of like more like cattle in a way, but then they start to mutate on their own and develop this insatiable appetite for humanity, or for flesh, I should say. So they turn against the humans and they start to feed on them, and they need a constant food source to sustain themselves because they are constantly evolving over time and changing, and they can use flesh as a food source. They'll break it down as a kind of biomass fuel and adapt it to how they want to use it and mutate on the fly through that, so they can make themselves bigger, stronger, wings for flight, for instance, extra limbs, So they can adapt very unpredictably in that way, and they even reproduce by using the biomass. They'll create a clone. Well, I should say reproduce. They actually create a clone of themselves, and then they'll regurgitate that out of their body, out of their mouths, and it will quickly grow into a full-size form. So that's how they're able to spread very quickly. And that is what happens in the time in the storyline. They start to spread all over much of the world, and since you have now these ravaging monsters taking over and everything, it comes upon these heroes. They become heroes in the storyline. They take it upon themselves to use their abilities to save humanity. You'll see in the storyline, they start out as not average people for the most part, and then they start to use these skills they have for they're okay. So there's Zathara, who's an alien hybrid. You see her there, the blue skin and the big red sky she's holding. She's able to generate these crystal-like structures at will, and she'll use that to make all sorts of melee weaponry. See, she can make shielding, she can make throwing daggers. Primarily, you'll see her use her to make these kind of blade arms on her arms to fight with. But she'll also make battle axes and all sorts of things. You'll see her use her ability as the series goes on. And she starts out as she's thrown into this situation when she's very young, where she has to fight for her life to survive in this facility called Lateralus. It's a military facility where the children like her are raised. They're protected there, but also the military is studying them, and they take it upon themselves to take these children in to protect them from this organization called the Order of the Purging Hand, who believes that anything not of this earth should not exist, should be wiped out. So they're hunting down her kind, and they infiltrate the facility, trying to kill all the hybrid children that are inside. Well, she quickly has to learn how to use her ability. She knows she has these abilities, and she's been practicing and learning how to use them somewhat. There's a doctor named Dr. Mullen who has been helping her with that. But this is the first moment where she's really had to use them for survival purposes. So through that, she starts to become this warrior early on, and now later in her life, and another time in this comic book, there we see her there. She's now about 18 years old, and she's very adapted now with her abilities and learned how to use them really well. Issue 1 gets into that backstory where she's a kid. Also, it gets into her first run-in with the Dread Fiends. Issue 2 gets into a race against time where she's trying to save an innocent family from becoming a Dread Fiend's next meal. And then issue 3 kicks off where she's now facing a Dread Fiend who has mutated into basically a super form. It's been eating a lot of things during the first 2 issues. It's now mutated in this new form that's very gigantic and has some new abilities that she has to deal with. And then the second act gets into when we first start forming the Crimson Flame. There is Soren, who's an exosuit pilot, and he's in this issue. He becomes the leader of the Crimson Flame eventually. He's really a good strategist, and he comes to learn that he's actually a pretty good leader. So he falls into that leader position as the story goes on. And then there's also Strife, who's a big transforming AI mecha who can turn into all sorts of things. He can turn into, for instance, like a ship mode to transport the team around in. He turns into this mode I like to call bombardment mode, where it's this kind of crab mode. That's actually bombardment mode there in the background. You'll see where he's got all those weapons on his back, and he's this kind of like crab thing. And so he's like a mobile tank in that mode. He can also self-engineer, and so any material that he can find that he can make out of different types of guns, rocket launchers and things like that, he can craft. So he's very adaptive in that way. He's a big backup unit for the team. And he and Soren they form this strong friendship with one another. And Soren helps Strife learn to relate to humanity more and integrate with the humans. And the third act actually gets back into in Zathara's past, where she's still fighting this Order of the Purging Hand has infiltrated Lateralus. And it's actually a very brutal, kind of raw, primitive bloody brawl that happens between Zathara and the Order of Purging Hand in this third act. So definitely a lot of elements going on, a lot of strong sci-fi, a lot of world building, and I'm a big fan of Resident Evil and Transformers and the X-Men and the Avengers. So it's a big kind of melding pot of these things. As the series goes on, there'll be 3 more members of the Crimson Flame that join the team, including Gareth, who's a giant, who's a 8-foot getting tongue-tied, an 8-foot tall swordsman with a giant transforming sword, as well as Nelaria, who's a fire-based mage, and Pagan, who is a plant-based mage. So there is some fantasy elements that will be coming in later on as well. But I'm just kind of, slowly building things, kind of like what Red's doing with Sunsworn. You don't want to open the floodgates all the way at first, and everybody gets kind of lost. So, gradually moving into the storyline, introducing characters. Right now, we are focusing mainly on Zathara, but coming up, we'll focus more on Soren and Strife, and everybody will get their own kind of spotlight moments in the storyline, and then they're all going to come together, unite as a team. Again, a little later down the line, and that's where we'll see them, learning how to work together, learning how to depend on one another for survival in this crazy new world. And they will very much have to learn how to work with one another to deal with all these crazy things coming at them with these crazy monsters and cyborgs. And there's also some other big enemies on the way. But yeah, so that's basically Chaotic Flux. So if you're a big fan of those properties that named X-Men, Avengers, Resident Evil, Transformers, you're definitely gonna love Chaotic Flux. It's all got a lot of big surprises, a lot of big character moments where a lot of character growth. One of my favorite X-Men stories, actually my most favorite X-Men story, is X-Men Age of Apocalypse, where the X-Men have to learn how to really work as a team, but also utilize their abilities, their full potential, in order to survive in that very dark, twisted timeline where Apocalypse was taking over and his crazy army was just causing genocide all over the planet. So it's very much in the vein of that, where these heroes really have to step up and give it their all in order to survive in this new, very dark and brutal world. And I should say too, if you are thinking about backing the book and haven't done that yet, and if you're thinking about getting a lot of the swag, I should say. So there's trading cards, there's art prints, there's metallic covers, as well as a Brian Belando. Actually, no, I take it back. That one will stay. But everything else that I named, the art prints, the trading cards, and the metallic metallic covers, those are going to go away on the 10th. That's the first time I'm announcing that today. So on the 10th, all that stuff's going to be gone. So, and that's to make shipping easier coming up, as well as allow me to focus on some other projects I have planned. But so just so everybody knows, all that stuff's going to be gone on the it'll be the 11th. So the 10th is the last day, I should say. The 10th is the last day to get these items. But the standard version of the books, both issues 1, 2, and 3, and the PDFs, they will still be up in demand for probably until the next campaign. I'm going to leave all that up, but everything else will be gone on the 11th. And you can get all 3 issues in this campaign if you missed out on the previous 2.
Yeah, man, that sounds awesome. What's cool about this too is you're expecting to ship late May, right? So that's almost.
Yeah, well, I got page 29 today, and there's 30 pages in this issue. So page 30 should be done, I'm thinking, tomorrow or the next day. So that has, I was hoping to have everything done actually yesterday, but we are running a little behind, but it's still looking pretty good to be late May. But we still have to color some pages. We still have to letter some pages. So it could be, I've been saying as well, it could be late June, but late May is still looking pretty good right now. It's just looking a little less likely because of a slight delay.
Yeah,
but even still, that's not long to wait.
Quick turnaround, man.
Considering most campaigns, take a little while longer. But
compared to some of these books, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would still like to point out the fact, like I already told you that last time when we were talking, I really dig the logo. I mean, the title. That's Yeah, I kind of like the like simple lines and simple shapes, and I think this one is done very, very professionally.
Yeah, sometimes not there's like a certain level of detail, but also just like shapeliness and simplicity on some things, and it just hits it just right. And I'm glad you really like the logo. I felt the same way when I because it's a friend of mine who designed it, and I had a little more complicated idea where I wanted these kind of like bio vines all over it. So like biological vines, and that was because of the dread fiends. But they first showed me this design, and I was like, no, that's perfect. Let's go with that. But yeah, and
I
you
think
too,
it
like
kind of
there's little details too. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but um, when you zoom in on the logo, there is like a kind of motherboard effect, like computer effect over it as well.
yeah, you
So it
mentioned
gives
that.
that. Yeah, so it gives that that a little bit more that sci-fi, futuristic kind of look, especially since that we do have robots and other crazy technology going on in the series.
I guess it should be easily visible when you're gonna get it as a print version, right?
Yes, yeah, you definitely see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of important to know like what's the character and what's the like grand feeling of the whole comic, to design a logo properly. Because, for example, if you took some kind of medieval Victorian, style of a story, you just really can't use this type of a logo, like a very simple one. That's the thing. Like you need to know your story really well, and you need to have some kind of sense of what you want and some aesthetic, and you knocked it out.
Yeah, and I think it's really good too. If you can come up with a logo that does represent, at least the baseline of what your project is, your creation. Because a lot of times, I guess it depends on how much you want to use your logo and what you want to use your logo for. But sometimes you'll just, if a logo is designed really well and you really establish that logo with whatever the property is, and then two, if it kind of connects with the logo, kind of helps to represent what that property is, and when people see that, they instantly go, no, what it is. I mean, I don't know. I just think it's all these fun little details that it's kind of like
Yeah.
Sometimes logos, I think of them kind of like as Easter eggs in that sense, if they have little details on them, and you'll as a fan you'll see it and you'll go, oh yeah, I know what that means, but as opposed to some people might just see it and just know, oh, I know what that property is, but sometimes there's a little subtleties hidden in there. But I don't know, like the God of War logo, especially for the new
awesome.
game. Yeah, it's got a lot of like great little hidden things in there, and I love that about that logo. That relates to the game and the character Kratos.
Yeah. So as you heard him, you got to May 10th, right? To pick up the swag, pick up a lot of the cool stuff.
I forgot to mention too, like the hat I'm wearing. That's also going to be gone on the 10th. There's a face mask and there's also 2 T-shirts in the campaign. Let's see if I get the camera right. There's the hat. You got Storin in his exosuit jumping out at you, and then the Cat Flux logo.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I'll go ahead and show you the mask too. There's the mask. So I'm not holding it right. It's got the logo on it as well, and it's Zathara facing off against some Dread Fiends in the Lightning Storm. And then I guess I might as well show you the shirt too. So here's the shirt, the campaign. So this is the cover art with the logo. So yeah, all that stuff will be gone.
Scott is chaotic fluxed out right now.
Yep.
You could
look just like me
right
if
now.
you.
he's like,
these items now.
Hey, that's cool, man. If you're not part of wear your own merch, who will be?
Right. Well, I love T-shirts and hats and stuff anyway. So, my first campaign had a shirt because I was like, I gotta have a shirt. I gotta do a shirt.
That is so tempting, but I'm trying to avoid any of that till later campaigns.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, guys, go check out Chaotic Flux 3. pick up 1 and 2 while you're at it, and help support Scott. He's a good dude. He's a guy who puts out comics. You don't have to worry about anything with him. And yeah, like I said, Yodo's been dropping the links in the chat. There are links in the description also. So go check those out. So yes, I just want to touch on the Ace very quickly. Today is the last day to pick up the PDF copy. 12 Eastern, it goes away. So you got 40 minutes. If you're a fan of PDFs, you can still pick up the sweet metal prints by that Phoenix Animations gonna hook up for me, featuring great art by Omar Casanova. Those are gonna be going until the end of May. We're $95 away from 6,000, so we can obviously use your support, try to get to that goal. That's a very significant goal for me as a first-time creator. So I definitely appreciate your support. So yeah, guys, go check out the Ace Volume 1. And then let's close out with Sim.
After your trailer by Red.
Too damn good.
There you go.
Sometimes too, I wonder if like Red's got like an animation program built into his movie studio program.
Trade secrets.
Madam Mystery.
And for Tellson and Adverse, well, we just passed the 7,500 today with 132 backers. So we unlocked the extra, the girls. So now you have 6 stickers coming with the book. So if you get a physical book, you're getting 2 prints and 6 stickers.
Very
all
nice.
6
That's
characters. Awesome. So yeah, the colors are coming in. They're pretty sweet. And we're looking to be able to go to print next month. So,
wow. Badass, dude.
So the book went from 64 to 80 page, and everything is recolored. The old stuff is getting recolored because, let's pimp it up.
It's like the director's cut.
Yep. And another amazing trailer that Red did. So do you want to close? You want to close with the trailer, or you want me to show the trailer then we close?
Let's close with the trailer.
So don't forget to sub, like, and share this channel. And check out everybody's campaign. So where can everybody find you, Miriam?
I'm on Twitter by Miriam Ann. I'm on Instagram as Miriam Bonds, and YouTube Miriam Nova. I'm gonna have to unify all those, so it's gonna be easier for people to find. When I started social media, it was one by one, and it was kind of chaotic. So.
And Red?
Yeah, Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter. Playing around with some other social media, but not really there yet, so I don't advertise.
And finally, Scott.
You can find me at Flux Chaotic on Twitter. Instagram, I'm Chaotic Flux 1, as in the number 1, not written out 1. And you can also go to sharpedgecomics.com. That's my brand with my properties, and on there you can find more preview pages of Chaotic Flux, as well as all the trailers for all 3 issues, and some character bios, some weapon layouts, but also if you want to keep up on everything Chaotic Flux, the best way to do that is to sign up for the mailing list on the Sharp Edge Comics website.
Awesome.
I'll put out a newsletter. I do one at least once a month, and keep everybody up to date on all my fun stuff going on.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Edwin Aces. You can find me right here every Friday on the Pimp Your Project stream every Sunday. At the Watch Along stream, please subscribe and come hang out with the crew. And please back the Ace Volume 1.
Definitely.
And me, you can find me here on my channel on Simon Sympathy. And, bringing back Doodle and Chill Sunday. And next weekend, we're doing the Saturday morning one, where it's going to be Saturday morning cartoon. And then we're doing the Sunday one.
Nice.
So don't miss
Very
out.
cool.
And don't forget the Sugar Chris channel, where we do the morning roast, evening roast, and all those fun moments.
Heck yeah.
And here's the trailer of Tales from the Netverse.
Tales from the Netverse. This ongoing anthology collects short stories introducing characters within the Netverse, and are all connected to the main series, Nat the Merc. This 64-plus page perfect-bound anthology series collects short stories introducing Nat, Luwani, Rose, Zed, and other characters within the Netverse that you'll get to know and love in this prelude. This volume contains 2 previously published Nat stories, as well as the previously published Helena Rose stories, introducing you to those characters. In addition, you'll also be receiving 2 brand new stories by Simon Sim-Pautier. Royal Rumble, colored by 7 Legions Michael Beacon. Also, Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman of Xenotype. Arm up and fire off into the Netverse.